Good morning. This is Miguel Nicholson for the BEIS Network. Happy New Year. This is my New Year's talk to you. And I wish everybody is doing well. I'm going to talk to you on multiple subjects today. And my first one is this thing called race. We've been avoiding it for years and years and years, and we cannot continue to avoid it. It's constantly in the news now. So that means we must do something about it. We must do something about race, because race relations in this country are just as worse as they always have been. And I hear people on the radio talk about it and say, no, it's politics and stuff. No, it's not. It's something that has not been dealt with in this country for years. And it still needs to be dealt with. And it's going to take both black and white to do so. And it doesn't make any difference what race that you are. We need to have conferences on this American soil. We need to have schools teaching about race, from elementary all the way up through college. And if you all don't know this, we all came from Africa. We're all one race. There was a show on television some years ago. It was on the Discovery Channel or the Learning Channel. And it was one of the most important shows about race. 2 hours on race that most of you never saw. I saw it twice. But we need to have more. We must have more talks about race. The positive stuff about it, not the negative stuff, not the political stuff about it, but the human part of race. In there lies the answers to solutions to this race issue. There's only one race. And as long as we continue to say that there are more than one race, it's just completely ridiculous, and it takes away from anything, any progress that can be made. I just want to touch on that subject matter because I'm not an expert on race. But what I've learned over the years, it just completely doesn't make any sense for this to continue to go on. Because underneath everything, I think, in this country between black and white people, it is a racial thing. And it is. And if we continue to go without it, to continue to not talk about it, to avoid it, and to use the wrong people to talk about it, it's completely ridiculous. Race in this country is the most challenging issue, and until we go with it with an idea of solutions, we're going to keep having these problems. Okay, my next subject matter is about your having goals. Most people have what they call resolutions for this year. They never work. You need to have goals, people. You need to have something that you write down that you want to do, you believe that you are suited to do, you believe that you can do, but you need help on it, you need work on it. Write it down. Right now, get a pencil and pad, a pen and pad, and write down, no matter how you think it may be ridiculous right now or impossible. The only possibilities are in your mind. And one other thing, while you're writing your goals down, or before you write, let's do this. Before you write your goals down, do this. Think about on both your shoulders, right and left side of your shoulder, you got success and you have failure. If you are a failure now, or you consider yourself that, realize the success is right there waiting on you. It's waiting on you to access it. It is there. You have the power of your mind there to help solve some of the problems that you may be having. You have to decide whether you want to use that. And this thing people call the subconscious mind, you know what the subconscious really, it's even described as an iceberg out in the water. And the top side of the iceberg is smaller than what's underneath the iceberg. And that underneath the iceberg is considered to be like a subconscious, you might say, about us as humans. But that is completely wrong. Your subconscious, my friends, is your spirit. Without it, you wouldn't be alive right now. Your spirit, your consciousness, that is what sees you through so much. That is what can make you strong and powerful. It can either work for you or not work for you. But you have to be able to realize and recognize that your spirit is very powerful. And it can make you a very happy and successful person if you are not so right now. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about health and wellness. This is from the book, The Great Cholesterol Myth, written by Johnny Bowden and Stephen Sinatra. Okay, the number one dietary contributor to heart disease is sugar, which is far greater danger to your heart than fat. Sugar contributes to inflammation in the artery walls. Sugar is the missing link among diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. High sugar intake drives up the hormone insulin, which raises blood pressure and increases cholesterol. Sugar and processed carbs raise triglycerides, which are an important and independent risk factor for heart disease. When sugar in the bloodstream sticks to proteins, it creates damaging and toxic molecules called advanced glycation end products, or AGE. This same process also damages LDL, contributing to inflammation and ultimately to heart disease. Friends, you are responsible for your health and wellness, not the doctor. You are. You must know what makes your body function at its optimum peak and what brings it down. And now we know now that processed carbs are some of the worst foods that you can eat. Yes, it's foods we've been eating for years, but it's foods that are killing us right now. We must end the processed carbs. And what are I call them heart attack foods. What are they? Come on. Name them. French fries, sodas, cookies, pastries, processed meats, potato chips, skim milk. Yes, skim milk. When they take all the fat out of the milk, what's left is sugar. And what did we say sugar does? Cause inflammation. And what really is the cause of heart disease? Inflammation. Now here are some alternatives to sugar. And you can find them sometimes in the sugar aisle, or you can find them in the healthy aisles of your grocery store or the health food store. Go to the grocery store and get yourself coconut nectar. It's an alternative sugar. It's not as sweet as sugar, but you don't need to have that sweet taste. Just a slight flavoring is what you really need to give you some satisfaction, whatever. If you want to get rid of the sugar addiction. Sugar is toxic, friends. Don't be fooled by it. It is. I've heard somebody say that having sugar is okay as long as you exercise, but it is not. And here's another reason why you should not be consuming pounds and pounds of sugar into your body. They have found now that sugar reduces the life of the chromosomes. Both ends of the chromosomes are called telomeres, and these telomeres are shortened by constant bombardment of sugar, and that reduces your lifespan. They found this out, what sugar does. And that's another reason why you should give it up. Give it up. My God, stevia. Stevia is an alternative sugar. Use stevia. Reduce your sugar intake right now at 50% and slowly wean yourself off of it. You can do that. It would be to your health and wellness to do so. Wherever you are, remember that. Sugar is not your friend. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off for now. And I want you to do this also. Since today is considered Stretch Day in the BEIS network, I would like you all to go get on your computers or work on, what is it? Get up early in the morning and watch this show called The Classical Stretch. Classical Stretch. Go to www.classicalstretch.com. If you have PBS where you are, between 5:30 a.m. in the morning your time, you're going to see Miranda Esmond White doing what she calls classical stretch. I do it, and I think it would be very, very beneficial if you did so also. Her daughter is Sarah Esmond White. She does what they call eccentrics. And I think with those two styles of stretch, you would get a serious benefit from your exercising. It's not what you would call going to the gym or whatever, but it helps with your flexibility, it helps reduce stress, and it also increases your range of motion. It is good for the human body. I highly recommend classical stretch and or eccentrics. Thank you very much for tuning in. Take care. Have a good New Year's. Think optimistically. Believe in the best of yourself. You can change the world, but you must change yourself. Improve yourself. You can do that. Everyone can do that. It's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight, but you can get better. Okay.